All right, so welcome back in. Today we're going to be diving into XRP and a little bit of some technical moves that they are making. I shouldn't say they, but the industry is making around Ripple, what it might mean for US citizens now to acquire XRP. This is going to be interesting. Make sure and stay tuned right here. My name is Paul Barron. Welcome back into TechPath. If you're new to our channel, maybe you're new to understanding what's happening in crypto, make sure and dive in deep here. We do a ton of deep dive analysis, both on tokens. We also do a ton around CEO interviews. Subscribe to the channel, hit like on a few videos. You'll start to get us in your feed every time we go live. We do a lot of live streams throughout the week as well. All right, let's get into the news. And this is one that I think is one interesting in the sense that it is so difficult to get to the XRP token for a US citizen. Everybody has asked us, how do you do this, Paul? What's the route to take? Obviously, we don't give financial advice, but what I do want to say is we're going to show you some things within these news layouts that is going to break this down for you. So make sure you kind of, go on about your way, understanding whether or not you even want to get into XRP. Obviously, if you are watching our video and searching XRP, you found us. But the key here is it's your own investment strategy. So just be cautious out there when you're dealing with projects like this. onXRP partners up with Banxa, and this is an interesting platform in the sense that it is going to allow you here in the United States, likely, to actually purchase XRP and send it to another wallet. Say you've got an online wallet, or maybe you've got a hard wallet. You're going to be able to do all that right here from one website. So that's kind of interesting in the sense, but the big killer component of this is the fact that it is ApplePay enabled. Now this is going to be, I think this is going to be a very interesting situation where we'll see a ton of people moving into XRP. I think this is a big opportunity. If you are looking to try to grab some, this might be the route for you. So on to the news story. onXRP, one of the fastest growing XRP Ledger-built projects, announces the deployment of the Banxa fiat on-ramp solution into its ecosystem. There you see the announcement from onXRP.com. Obviously, they're doing the fiat on-ramp, so you're going right from cash directly into an XRP and then sending and I'll show you what it looks like here in a bit, and then you're just sending your XRP into your wallet. So you could go take this right over into your hardware wallet, which is what I would do, just because I like self-custody. Sadly, though, you can't offer these services in Canada due to regulations. However, opening up to most US states is and was the most important to them. Everyone should have the freedom to decide to buy XRP. And again, remember, XRP is still being litigated in a case against the SEC with Ripple, kind of the parent company, so to speak, of how XRP is managed. And it's a very interesting component here. For this to be actually out there is a little bit surprising to me. We've seen struggles within the XRP community of people being able to get to the token. And then, of course, it's fairly easy to store. Most exchanges, to a certain extent, will allow you to store it. You just can't sell it. Some cases, you can't move it. So you just have to be cautious. So just be aware anytime you're putting it into an asset holding facility, make sure that you have the capacity to move it. For example, if you had been using Pionex prior to their Pionex US launch, you were able to move in and out of XRP, buying XRP on Pionex and then moving it. But now with their new US certification, that is no longer the case. They've actually limited that whole issue. You can still hold XRP over there, but not the case. So I want to jump over here to dex.onxrp.com. You run right into it. Now, what I am in right now, it's very interesting too, because I'm going to show you two different things that showcase how it's being utilized. So I've selected USD, and I'll be able to go in here and select right now just Visa and MasterCard as the asset that I want to pay with. And then, of course, I can go in and set my receiving wallet address, which, of course, would be Ledger or maybe a Trezor for a hardware wallet, or maybe you're using something like Trust Wallet. Things of that nature can be utilized into this, or you could even send it into an exchange wallet. So there's a lot of different ways, depending on if your exchange allows you to send and receive XRP. So just make sure that that is the case. All right, so now jumping over here to Safari, you can kind of see where this rolls out. So just select USD. You can go in and say, I want $1,000 in XRP. That's going to give you your current reception amount, which is 2,765. So you can kind of calculate what your overage is and what the spread might be. And then right here, it's going to give you the selection to do an Apple Pay. So that is, let me kind of zoom up on that so you guys can kind of see that. Apple Pay, Visa, and MasterCard right there available. So a very interesting development in terms of XRP. Now the question I have, and I think a lot of you probably have, how is this possible? Is there something going on here that we're seeing maybe some regulatory breakthroughs around XRP? I'm just not sure. We're going to do some more deep dives on this just to get a good understanding of how this might play out. All right, so I want to thank our sponsor today. That's iTrust Capital. If you guys are looking at long-term investment, this is the way to go, and that is a crypto IRA. One thing is that I always look at is who is the most trusted ones out there, and when you think about trust, you always look at kind of the overall value, and what they've done here is over $5 billion in transactions. They did a raise at $125 million, which gave them a $1.3 billion value, and then over 150,000 accounts have been created on this program. So great platform, easy to get to. Make sure and use our link below and use iTrust Capital. You're going to get $100 in a funding reward when you sign up with our link. Make sure and check it out. Also wanted to kind of focus in on that this is capable of going in and doing this with AVAX as well. So here's on AVAX. Again, just jumping into AVAX, you can buy XRP right there if you wanted to do that. This is over on onavax.com. Another tool set that's starting to show up around XRP acquisition. And I think a lot of this does come into maybe the pressures that the exchanges are seeing in terms of people off-ramping into a lot more self-custody. And I think this is kind of definitely a phenomenon that has been occurring over the past really 30 days, but I would say really the past 3 or 4 months, we've started to see a lot more people moving into that direction. onXRP on their Twitter is also doing some very interesting things around new game concepts. Dear community, they're going to present to you Maladroids, which is starting with a 10-player obstacle run map. For the game, you can put up your XRP or your onXRP as a stake, and then the first person who reaches the end wins. So it's another play to earn, play to win kind of concept. This again gets into a little bit more of a unique gaming concept, because to me this is competition. It's a little different in terms of play to earn versus something like this. Additionally, Fall Guys, if you want to look at just some comparison of how Fall Guys looks versus how all this might play into the overall ecosystem for XRP. And then you kind of take a look at what they're doing here with XPunks. Now, again, XPunks available are, now you can go into the game protocol simply through onXRP.com, the Maladroids game. You can check them out and they can become spectators. So it's kind of a unique way to integrate NFTs, again, into the game, which I think is, again, all very centered around XRP. So the real question is, what is this going to do for the token? How does this play out for XRP holders? Is there something happening in the back rooms where we're seeing some of these dApp developers that are getting some sort of insights around a potential change in the case or possibly the structure of how regulation might look for XRP in the very near future? Because I can't imagine that people would put that much development into something like this, even though it is a global token. But the US market is a very, very important market for all tokens, especially, I think, XRP. Just to give you kind of an analyst view of this, analysts who call Bitcoin collapse also is issuing an XRP warning, revealing the target for one more altcoin. And this one is big because it is dropping an analyst look at XRP at around 14 cents being the new potential low. So this again gets back into whether or not you believe that we are going to see this next big push. Because I think right now, as you guys are listening to this video, Bitcoin has been performing over the last couple of days and, you know, hit the 22. We may see some more volatility there. But if you've been watching our channel, maybe you watched Gareth, maybe you watched a little bit with Evan yesterday, all of this is playing into kind of the future of whether or not we start to see an adjustment. And what I mean by that is it's likely that we may get a little bit of a run and then a pullback. This is something we have been talking about for the last 30, 40 days, is that watch for the pullback. Now, originally we kind of thought 17K was going to be the pullback that we anticipated, but it bounced pretty heavily off that, stabilized around 20. And I think a lot of the other tokens, including XRP, also had that same similarity. If you also go over here to the crypto community themselves, they're still betting that we think XRP is going to almost inch up to $2 by July 31st. Now, there's not a lot behind this other than I think overall sentiment, but you can kind of look at it, the projection there. Median price around 195. Again, this is a lot of, I believe, hopium for XRP. I am not in that camp that we will see a July $2 XRP. There's just too many pressures that can really signal this. Now, sure, some of these things like what we're showing here today could have some of an interesting effect on how it might adjust into the token ecosystem. But I think at the end of the day, it is going to be a scenario where macros will control the market, and the SEC case is really the defining moment for Ripple as well as XRP. At that point, relists start to occur, and the game really gets interesting because if you didn't watch our video with John Deaton the other day, is that, and this is kind of an interesting aspect, if we do see a settlement, not a win, but a settlement, and XRP most likely will have a lot of variables in the settlement that would essentially allow them to continue on to list that. It's quite possible XRP and Bitcoin may be the only two assets out there that have faced regulatory guise of being looked at. This would be interesting because Bitcoin obviously being identified as a commodity, CFTC board will be able to basically control and manage and govern that one. But if XRP starts to go through this from a settlement standpoint, make sure and check out that video because John Deaton really kind of goes into the detail of why this might be really good for XRP itself. I want to take a look quickly over at the chart. And if you've been watching XRP over the past few days, this, of course, right back here to July 5th up to right here on July 8th, a nice 12% move for XRP. It is adjusting down right here. If you look at our sentiment on XRP, this is that move right here that we've been looking at, and this is this little dip. Now, we are getting a little bit of an upside, so it's very possible we may see a little bit of a pop right here for XRP, trading currently at 33 cents. Of course, its high right there was 35, and that was up from right there if you were buying XRP at 31 cents, and good for you. If you guys were doing a trade or possibly some sort of token holding maybe strategy, or your dollar cost averaging, any of this kind of is, I think, a great place to buy XRP right now. If you are a believer and you're a long-term holder, you just can't go wrong with that kind of a strategy. Make sure and, of course, check us out over on the Diamond Circle. It's the #1 place that you get a lot of our feedback. We do a ton of emails. We do AMAs in there. We'll drop a couple of videos that don't make it here to the YouTube channel. And it also is just a place where you guys start to get an understanding of everything we do in the Crypto Power Index, because that is one of the key products and services that we offer to the market to really measure sentiment across a variety of tokens. If you've never checked it out, just go over to our website, click Crypto Power Index. Right there on the top, you'll find out all about it. It's got all the kind of features we do there, the dashboard, our top 30 crypto, and then we do our top 20 technical analysis. All that good stuff is right there, and we give you 3 times a week on sentiment drops across both metaverse tokens and gaming tokens, as well as the traditional blue chips and altcoins. So make sure and check it out. If you guys want to reach me, it's out on Twitter at Paul Barron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.